Thank you for ruining that stream because you dropped the internet on me. Thank you, internet. You're really doing me a solid there. Guys, welcome back to DPL 3. We got game 2 between VGJ and IG. Facing off in this game 2, IG 1 game up. And now we're going to have a little bit of a different show because we have reserve time. I have no idea what happened last game. There was 20 seconds of reserve time for both teams. Even though I thought they got in time, I have no freaking clue. But now they actually have time to draft. Ain't that something? I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for these games. And we have ourselves a little bit of switcheroo here, as I said before. Monkey King, this time in the hands of VGJ. We'll see if they can play it nearly as well as Boca can. Silencer as well, a rather early pick for him. We'll get into him in just a little bit, but for IG, Magnus and the Lina as their opener, again, off lane and mid lane. Yeah, it's probably going to be a pretty rough game for these supports from VGJ because of how much damage these heroes are able to put out. But I mentioned in the last game, VGJ, they need to have some way of fighting IG in the early stages. They really didn't last time. I'm not really sure if Phoenix was a random because the reserve time ran out or if it was actually part of their plan. It didn't seem like it was part of their plan. But now that they actually have time to make picks, Monkey King is the hero you want, along with perhaps Earth Spirit, who's banned, to kind of keep tempo in the early stages. Silencer is definitely not a top-tier hero in that regard, but is a hero that does open yourself up to being to just start snowballing. And of course, when you're going up against a Lina and a Magnus, having Global Silence just a button click away, yeah, you're going to be in a pretty good spot once you get into this kind of mid-late game stage. Of course, we're going to have Yule Scepters, ways of buffing out Global Silence, BKBs, all coming up. So the Silencer is not going to be working with a non-negotiable ultimate. But it still should be pretty powerful up against the IG opening. And we'll see what IG want to actually grab here for this Magnus synergy. Again, melee hero for the cleave is usually desirable, at least as desirable as it can possibly be. But Juggernaut, Lifestealer, the big two, already out. It's, you're going to get value off of this cleave no matter what. We've seen teams go for, like, Medusas, which I don't really think is a fantastic time for right now, at least not with these picks currently. But, yeah, they definitely can do something like that in the near future if they want to. VGJ taking a little bit of care to actually ban out these roaming supports. I mean, they already have themselves Monkey King, right? So they already know that they have theirs. And they have previously banned out the Earth Spirit, now Ricky as well. Do they want to just go full on in this? And if they do, then I guess the pick would be, the ban rather, would be Bounty Hunter, right? Just keep IG on the defensive. Now, you may not have that, best roaming hero. But if you really do want to apply the pressure early on, there are always support picks for that. So I'm not really sure if that's really worth VGJ's time. I mean, Smokescreen as an assertive tool up against Silencer is just fantastic. So in a vacuum, just we want to protect our Silencer, we want to protect our Monkey King from Ricky. I think that's reasonable. I think going deeper into that is kind of just a waste of bans. And for IG, they take out the off lane. Still, there are going to be picks pretty much everywhere for the off lane, but Legion Commander, Abaddon, again, probably two of the more popular offlane heroes if Magnus isn't on the table. And clearly it isn't. And they actually do ban out the Pudge. I mean, not really as subtle as a Ricky for sure, but it is definitely another hero that is supposed to lock down the early game. VGJ are scared of that. They want to be the ones in charge in this early stage. But for IG right now, what they can do is just pick up a Rubik, have that Lina Rubik combo. Didn't really see it a ton last game, but it was reasonable when it actually did stuff. When the team as a whole was actually able to do stuff. Get like a Crystal Maiden type hero, and they can still get some action around the map. Vengeful Spirit also not too terrible in this current stage. So yeah, if IG really do want to contest the early game, they have many picks in order to do so. You're probably looking at those supports though, unless Lina's getting played as support, which I severely doubt. It's an Ogre Magi, okay. So they are going to look to steroid up somebody. Between Bloodlust and Empower, that core hero can be a good, like 1k, 2k behind, and will still be able to fight with the best of them.
10 seconds remaining.
We've seen Burning play Slark, play Spectre.
5 seconds remaining.
Both those heroes seem about equally good here.
Reserve time.
It is tough kind of counter picking up against Silencer. Like, you don't really want to be super glass cannon. You do want to try to have a hero that goes for BKB. I don't really know if Sven is on IG's radar, but Sven actually seems pretty decent here as VGJ pick up a Centaur War Runner. Again, you're looking for an off lane, you might as well pick up Centaur if you can't get your hands on Magnus or Abaddon.
5 seconds remaining.
Centaur is, I mean, definitely difficult to kill off for IG right now. You pick up a Slark or something like that, and for burning, and killing off the Centaur War Runner is a lot easier. Ogre Magi, not really a great hero versus Centaur. Definitely a much better hero up against, say, a mid lane Silencer, if it is going to be that. Ogre Magi has a lot of bullying power, but as far as damage is concerned, yeah, it's not really what he does. And even if you pick up another high damage support, like killing off Centaur is always going to be a little bit tricky. And RTK always, and usually does, just straight go into the jungle. So yeah, you can maybe mess with him, but it's definitely not as easy as when you have a King compared to having an Ogre Magi. The Centaur War Runner should have a pretty clean time here, unless IG really do go for, like, you know, that Bounty Hunter pick I was talking about before. It doesn't seem amazing here right now with the Ogre Magi right now. They should probably be looking for a little bit more in the way of bullying lanes. Just make sure that Lina and Magnus get off to a good start. Not really sure if they can dual lane Magnus at all in any sort of effective capacity up against what VGJ have. The Warlock is going to be a pretty nice one, although it's definitely a tricky game. Warlock. Again, this is the poker here that they need. If you're going to kill off a Centaur, you need to be able to chip him down first.
10 seconds remaining.
But it is kind of be a game of chicken here. Warlock versus the Silencer. If you get global silenced as a Warlock, you are unhappy. Really, you just have to press that button, press that ultimate button and drop it. And if it lands, like, even if it doesn't land perfectly, you could consider your job well done.
10 seconds remaining.
But IG, what they lack right now is a really good way on getting on top of the Silencer.
Remaining.
I mean, Magnus, it's a possibility. You can definitely set up some kills. You have enough damage to kill off a Silencer, that's for sure. But as far as getting on top of him and stunning him before his silence comes out, it's going to be rough. Global Silence pretty much destroys IG. So I'm not really sure if they could pick up a safe laner that will reliably do that versus the Silencer. I mean, if they somehow are able to survive through the Global Silence,
Seconds remaining.
which might be a possibility considering VGJ don't really have... Actually, they have a good amount of crowd control. Yeah, I'm not really sure if they're able to escape during that Global Silence, but then they'll be able to turn things around with the RP and the Chaotic Offering, the burst damage from Lina. Yeah, VGJ just need a little bit of extra scaling damage to make sure that they will be able to clean house
Dire team pick.
when the Global Silence does go off. Yeah, at the very least, kill off like 2-3 heroes. If you are able to do that, then you should be in a pretty good spot. Like, no 2-hero combo from IG. It shouldn't really be able to turn things around.
Radiant.
And now we got Freeze Ember Spirit, looks like. Well, for IG, they do have answers to this Ember. Damage-wise, it is going to be really tough getting through to him. Again, lots of magic coming out from this IG squad. But the physical last pick is going to have a lot of work to do. I mean, Burning didn't really have to do a lot in the last game because the offlane Legion Commander was pretty self-sufficient. Magnus just isn't really that hero. He's not going to be carrying you by himself. He's going to be a supplement, and Wraith King is the pick for IG. Very interesting. Is able to kind of tank the first wave of big ults from the VGJ squad. You know, the Stampede, the Global Silence. Is definitely a hero that's okay picking up a BKB. Is a hero that's okay getting bloodlusted and empowered. Don't mind this Wraith King pick at all. But again, you have to do a lot of heavy lifting here as the safe lane for IG. And Wraith King is kind of a finicky hero in that regard. Like, yeah, sometimes you'll have a really good start in the lane, kill off the enemy offlaner a couple times, then you'll be, you know, doing well. But if you do that with anyone, that's the case, right? what Wraith King really does is the fact that he's very difficult to pressure. It's difficult to keep down in those team fights. But Lina, Magnus, these are all heroes that VGJ can deal with. They just have such clean initiation. They have Centaur, they have Ember Spirit, with the Silencer to cover them. And of course, Monkey King is, well, we already saw what he's able to do with the last game. He is an absolute powerhouse coming from the support role. Ogre, Warlock, it's going to be much tougher for them to do something similar. So I'm liking VGJ's setup a little bit here. Despite the fact that the IG, yes, they do have supreme team fight in the Warlock and Magnus. It's all just gonna situationally run up against the Silencer. Like, RP is really good if you can cast it. Wow, they all loaded in this time. Incredible. And I loaded in as well, and hopefully the internet doesn't go down. Hopefully everything is working just fine, guys. We're in Game 2 between IG and VGJ. It looks like their team logos failed to load. I don't know. Sometimes it happens. But yeah, we'll see if this Wraith King is able to get it done. It'll be in the hands of Burning, so you know, if you're going to trust your carry player, I would trust Burning. But Boca is on the Warlock, pretty much the exact opposite of the hero Monkey King he played in the last game. Got Q on the Ogre Magi. OP is on the Lina, and XXS is on the Magnus. On the other end, it's ROTK on the Centaur War Runner with the poor man's shield, but you could easily jungle with FY is on the Monkey King. Fenrir, Crystal Maiden, I got top lane aggressive Ember Spirit, and actually it's going to be, yeah, still the mid Silencer. Safe lane Ember. This isn't a real courier. Yeah, mid Silencer is able to go toe-to-toe with Lina pretty decently. RTK sees Baboka, plans an Observer Ward, instantly pop into the tree. Sure, whatever works, right? But yeah, you have Silencer with right clicks that are able to challenge the Lina. This is going to make any top lane scenario much better here for the Magnus than it otherwise would be. Because he just do this, chase you away. Even leveling up Skewer to get in onto aggressive for a little bit more chip damage here. We'll force out a Frostbite for Fenrir. And get themselves 3 bounty runes, so GG, IG win. Can't recover from that. But yeah, I mean, safe lane Ember Spirit is definitely here that you can pressure. Maybe not all the time, especially when this happens. FY is going to jump in on XSS, already Frostbite being used. XSS is going to try to skewer away, but that's not going to do anything. He'll give up a kill to all of them, apparently. Share the love. Trying to do some shenanigans, pulling creep wave down this way, figuring, hey, it's just a CM, it's just an Ember Spirit. But he already saw that the fact that Ember Spirit has chains, he knows that the Crystal Maiden has Frostbite, it was already used. I agree, period. So, I'm not really sure if that was the best move there. And you know that there's Monkey King wandering around. He's always going to be wandering around, so, yeah, I mean, it's going to happen like that pretty much every single time. Freeze, though. This is where Ogre Magi is at his strongest, when he's able to bully back heroes. We're more so on the weaker side. He has a poor man's shield, so yeah, Freeze can hit him back, technically, but as far as doing damage, Ogre is going to take, like, what? How much damage does this do? 40 damage from a glaive? It's pretty pathetic. Once LSA comes up on OP, which isn't even up yet, then things get really rough for Freeze. So this is Q's job. Make sure to win this mid lane for the Lina. And so far, I think we can call that mission accomplished. Over towards the bottom lane, Burning does have one more stun in the tank. Boca, though, just being a range, making RTK's life a little bit difficult. Just constant chip damage. Never stop right-clicking him. Yeah, there is return, but it's not going to do nearly enough to counteract the damage that Warlock is able to do. So they're guaranteeing a pretty good time for OP. Getting a pretty good time in the mid lane for Burning as well in the bottom lane. As long as they have tanks full of mana, then they should be able to keep this up. So far, we have seen not much from the Monkey King. Now going to take a little bit of a walkabout, find XSS. I'm not sure if he can actually steal anything here. Maybe he could find an angle to steal some experience, but Magnus is getting the hell out of there. Saw a Crystal Maiden come in. It was an illusion, so we probably should know about that. And now they see one. I think they probably saw the second Crystal Maiden as well. OP still challenging Freeze. Has 2 points in Dragon Slave, no LSA, even with here. Not really sure about this, OP. He is taking a lot of damage as well. He will have LSA eventually, but yeah, that threat towards the Silencer, not really a real threat. Of course, Silencer doesn't know that. You see a level 3 Lina, you can assume that she's 1-1-1. About. Yeah, assuming that will keep you safe. But, I mean, with the soul stacks, with the fact that they have Bloodlust, no Fire Blast, oh, jump in from the Monkey King's going to land onto the Lina. Damage to FY is really minimal, and OP should be going down here. No, they miss! Up the high ground. She will still take out, though. No big deal. Q going to try to beat down FY, but this Monkey King we're talking about, you can't race him. Now going to try to challenge Freeze. Ogre Magi is doing just fine here, but the Lina would have killed for an LSA at about that time. Adding another stun on top of that with a couple more right clicks. It definitely would have been a lot closer, that's for sure. 2-0 now in favor of VGJ. They're going to fill the tanks up at the shrine. Try to keep that pressure up. These safe lanes are having very similar time to last game where Aggressive was kind of getting dumpstered in the safe lane. This time is a pretty clean one. XSS forced out. So mid lane is being mostly mirrored along with the safe lanes. VGJ are challenging. We can see the stark difference in gameplay between this one and the last, where they're actually able to do things compared to last game where they were kind of just always responsive. Alright, now we got LSA up, so the Ogre Magi Lina combo, not quite in full effect, but hey, you can ignite into LSA, no big deal. And Freeze has got to keep himself a little bit wary of this Ogre. Alternatively, have supports nearby. Fenrir is doing a pretty solid job as a CM. Level 3 though, 1-1-1. Definitely a more aggressive build on the CM herself. And is looking to capitalize with a kill on OP. In the meantime, FY stalking XSS. Shouldn't really know about this just yet. Maybe he'll catch wind of it once he kills a creep. Notices the decreased experience. Okay, now I think he knows about it. So FY throws out the stick. Bounces away. Freeze is going for a lot of this curse. Not looking for those glaives just yet. Ward vision for Radiant is pretty high, although for the Dire they have FY. So they will have vision when they need it. Very deep observer ward placed behind enemy lines as well. They can assume that Q is going to be here most of the time. Not really sure if jumping in on an Ogre is what they want to be doing. Lina has tangos to cut trees. Ogre does not, though. So FY should be mostly safe unless he gets, completely spotted out, which, again, shouldn't be happening.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, just camping out the mid lane. No serious action so far from this this time investment. Q just bumping up against the tree. Lina with the ability to help, but oh, Courier. Think they saw him. Yeah, there's gonna be no action there. Very low action game, just getting the farm up. OP though is gonna get jumped sooner or later. FY is spotted by the tower. Someone's gonna. And, I'm no expert, but it seems like ROTK with an Invis rune is a pretty good way to start, although he does clip himself with that Dragon Slave. The heroes are coming in big time. There is no Ogre backup here. Even if there was an Ogre, I'm not really sure if he'll be able to stop everyone from killing this Lina. In the meantime, Burning is still pushing down this bottom wave. Lots of crit. Almost at that level 6 mark. The time for slowing down and shutting off the Wraith King is pretty much past. Although level 1 reincarnation is really not the greatest. If you go into this lane, you are going to be taking a lot of damage. Although aggressive with the shield is definitely the hero to resist it. Heal onto Burning. They know that they can't really kill aggressive, even if they do land all their stuns, which they will stack up and all run into the shield. So all those stuns did pretty much jack nothing. Yeah, it was that was not how you want to do that. But hey, that's fine. Aggressive's able to stay here. He will be able to jump out of there if things get really hairy. But no aggressive on top lane means that XSS is going to slide right in. Level 5 Empower, being focused. As far as, actually fighting himself, he's not really going to do a ton. Unless he's able to sneak in for a great skewer RP or something like that. XS in this game is very support-heavy hero compared to the Legion Commander of last game, who kind of just does everything herself. This is just kind of a supplemental Magnus for a good portion of this game until Burning gets more online, until the Blink Daggers come up, until RP comes up, of course. We can see that he knows that the odds of him landing an RP fairly small. Even though he does have the mana pool to support, he's going to decide to go instead for Shockwave. Not often do you see the delayed RP, but I think this is the right call here. Just got to make sure that you're able to make some sort of contribution. Empower right now is level 3. It's decent for farming, but as far as having an impact in a fight, you don't really want to have Empower. You'd rather have Shockwave. I think level 2 Shockwave might be better than level 3 Empower in a fight at this stage. It's going to be close. But having a Burning Wraith King rotate around with Bloodlust, that's what you want. He's going to take a face full of Wraith Fire. Where's the stun follow-up? Laguna Blade, Dragon Slave, not quite enough yet, although Burning will get him for the kill. Now onto Fenrir, they're going to deploy the LSA, and this poor CM has no way of surviving that. Burning is not level 7 yet. He is going to get chained down. Reincarnation just picked up and just now used. Perfect timing. And now he's going to slip out of there. Stick coming in. Not going to do a hell of a lot. But Boca going to arrive with his ultimate at the ready. Will stun up 3 heroes. And the damage will go in towards FY. They need another Wraithfire Blast, another Ignite. More damage onto the other heroes. Wraithfire Blast going to land, but it does next to nothing. Thanks to that Raindrop. Good defensive turnaround there for IG. Making it a clean escape. But that was too close for comfort there for Burning. Just needed one more creep to die for level 6, or level 7, I guess. Got it, and was able to survive with it. All according to plan, of course. Perhaps not the ideal usage of the Chaotic Offering, but able to guarantee an escape, and ooh, aggressive. Finds XSS, my bad, guys. They're able to lock down the Silencer, though. He did have a Global Silence, I guess he figured I don't have enough backup for this. The Global Silence there may have actually saved him / the CM. But he still has that one in his pocket for a little bit later. Burning getting a little bit of extra action here. We see these safe laners having a much more action-packed game. And with Ember Spirit, you'd kind of do to just leverage the fact that you are powerful with just levels. Wraith King needs to work a little bit harder for his fights. But man, wow, Aggressive is level 10, and Burning's level 7. Level 8. Aggressive is going to be a pretty big tool here for the VGJ side. I mean, Ember Spirit can just destroy people just with levels. Wraith King, no, Boca, that's a target you want. Nice and soft. Oh, they're looking for, I don't know, the Lina? Lina's off map, no one's mid. Big Smoke is going to not do a hell of a lot there, so kind of unfortunate for VGJ. They'll jump in towards Q regardless, chain him up. And IG, well, they have Boca in the area, but you cannot save the Ogre. That's just not happening. It's kind of a low value kill for VGJ. They'll be happy with it, but you could definitely do a lot better there. We'll see how much action Aggressive is able to get for himself. He's going to go for Travels first. Does seem like he wants to kind of play that mapped game, not play the AFK farming role that a safe laner usually does play. And I think that's the right decision. Like, you have the power of the Global Silence. You don't really want to wait forever for Burning to get to that impossible state. You don't really want Bloodlust and Empower to start really kicking in these fights. Going aggressive early, I think, is definitely desirable. Get some timings around this Warlock ultimate as well. It doesn't really work out for them now because it's back up. This will soon be pretty powerful thanks to this Hand of Midas pickup for this Warlock, which should be coming up at a pretty decent time. The Radiants just kind of want to chill. Use their steroids on Burning, let him stack up items. With the armlet, he's already pretty well prepped for a fight, and Jesus Christ. Those poor golems did not stand a chance. Yeah, I mean, Burning's pretty powerful at this stage with Bloodlust. That was a little bit of empower there as well. Is it maxed out? It is maxed out.
Oh, I love this part.
And here we go. We have Chaotic Offering. Let's go fight something. The hero in the area is CM, which is good for VGJ. They want CM to tank this gank. Although it looks like they will think about going towards top where Aggressive was. In the operative word, he is nowhere in the area anymore. He's going for a lot of mobility. Did he get travels? Now he's going for Blink? Yeah. Screw the Veil. Don't need that. Oh, don't do it, Aggressive. We know you want to do it. Don't do it. Whatever. Okay, he's going to smoke up. Yeah, there's no chance he does it now. The Remnant's going to time out. Global Silence is going to be huge here. If it lands before Chaotic Offering, I'm pretty sure VGJ just win. Oh, it's going to be a little bit close. Burning is going to wander in to freeze. Stuns up the Silencer. Chain stun. Where is it? They Laguna Blade freeze, but they don't burst them down. And now the damage is going to go back in towards the Lina. Has to retreat. Burning as well. Will lose his first life. The rest of the IG, though, they're all here. RP Skewer. Poor Crystal Maiden. Did not deserve that. She'll get taken out immediately. Still Wukong's command doing a lot of damage. He's going to jump in towards XSS. Will stomp him to the ground. The Chaotic Offering does absolutely nothing, but they will still isolate the Monkey King and take him down. 2 supports. And the Global Silence seems like it did next to nothing there. Was able to kill off the Wraith King's first life. Rather irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. And VGJ just getting split up a little bit there. Blink Dagger shown off there by the Magnus Baboka, perhaps unnecessarily using his ultimate, but still what it accomplishes is separating the VGJ squad right down the middle. And even with the Silencer, even all this power from Wukong's command being used for its full duration, not enough. Aggressive's going to find Burning. Burning does have a lot of help here, though. XSS going to arrive. They're just going to turn around with the armlet, just start wailing on him. Burning only has 1 life here. The damage is pretty high. Frostbite, the heals, it's going to be close, but they will take him down. Now Aggressive's going to jump in towards Baboka. His shield runs out, though. Aggressive power is very low at this stage. And he's going to get one more chain off onto the Warlock, but the TP is coming in. He'll have enough mana to jump out of there. Long TP from OP. They'll get in for Burning. With that kill, the grand scheme of things is pretty good for VGJ. I mean, that's not pretty good. It's not the worst. We'll change that real quick. It's not the worst. We can see how much damage Burning is able to do. We can see how much of a distraction he's able to be. Like, even without a Blink Dagger, he just wanders right in, knowing that if anyone gets in melee range of him, they're going to take a lot of damage. Unfortunately, still very long cooldowns on the IG side, so they can't make a similar play again. For VGJ, this is their best time to make a play, knowing that the Chaotic Offering is down, knowing that the Wraith King only has 1 life. Time to push towers, time to look for kills. Time for RTK to join the game. 0-0-1 in the Centaur Warrunner. Kind of forgot that he was in the game because he hasn't done anything. Now as a Blink Dagger has Stampede. But what he doesn't have is any kill targets in the area. Vision in this area is not the best. I mean, it's pretty good for their Dire over here, but that's not what you want. They will look for Baboka. Not quite there. RTK now spotted. Will land the Stomp through the trees. Double Edge is there. And XS going to jump in. Save Baboka for a couple seconds with the Global Silence there. Put a quick end to that. RTK now maybe going to get chased out of here. Aggressive's going to arrive. RP still lands onto the Centaur, but doesn't really do anything because there's no follow-up. Now OP. Glaives from Freeze is going to get himself a double kill. And they will get enough heroes in very quickly, VGJ, for a quick set of kills and bounce out of there with no problem whatsoever. That was Global Silence used, however. Timings this time going to be in favor of IG, as they do have the Chaotic Offering. There is still no double life on the Wraith King. Oh, that was close. Skewer does kill off the trees, guys. What is going on here? Burning an RTK with Aggressive here. He only has 1 life, and he has no support, so he's just dead. Or Burning. The rest of the team in the meantime over in mid. They will think about picking a fight. They have the fact there's no Global Silence here. They need to land a Chaotic Offering, though. He's going to get stunned up a couple times. He will still get it off. Laguna Blade goes into Aggressive, but does pretty much nothing. Just absorbed by the shield. And now VGJ going to spill forward. CM's ultimate stopped, yes, but Aggressive, he cannot be stopped. He'll get right on top of OP, chain her down, and kill her off. Fenrir will get out of there, actually. Chaotic Offering Golem, not enough damage to kill off a CM. Lives at 8 HP. And Aggressive is doing some serious work right now. Burning's going to arrive, but can't do anything. This Wraithfire Blast dodged by the Ember Spirit. That was even fighting through a Chaotic Offering. Now, granted, that is without Burning. He was not involved in that. But VGJ are playing this timing game pretty well. Working around their cooldowns, abusing the enemies and their long cooldowns. Will get harder since the Wraith King's ultimate is now level 2. They're going to jump in for a stomp. Monkey King's going to deploy his ult, which does nothing, literally nothing. But yeah, that'll show Burning to show his face in these parts. Still, Freeze is getting quite a bit of intelligence, actually. 5, 1, and 2. Jeez, I didn't realize he was getting that many last hits on heroes. Hand of Midas as well. Yeah, this silencer is going to be hitting pretty darn hard. And at the very worst, like, you just want him to tank up. Force Staff to survive. The Dragonlance upgrade, just for stats. Make sure he doesn't get bursted. Make sure he gets his Global Silence off in every single fight. A fight with no Global Silence is most likely a fight that VGJ are going to be losing. There's a Hand of Midas on Baboka as well. Should be most of them, actually. Oh wow, this Ember Spirit build. I like it. No Blink Dagger, though. I think I would have preferred Blink Dagger over a straight Radiance, but, I mean, it's 20-minute Radiance. After travels. This ain't Naga Siren. This is an Ember Spirit who's been fighting the entire time. And he knows that he is very difficult to deal with. Burning's really the only one with physical damage enough to kill off an Ember Spirit. Even then, his attack speed isn't really that high. So, you know, if you miss, you're going to be pretty upset as Burning. That Radiance mischance may just swing things, but for Burning right now, he will guarantee, at least for the team, an extra life. Gonna give it to that, well, here who only has 1 life to begin with, Lina. No Bloodstone yet on her farm. A little bit behind the Silencer, but still in a decent spot. These cores just have so much power, and it seems like everyone else on the team is just support the cores. From IG through steroids, through everyone else on VGJ, through team fight spells. Just try to fight around these cores. Burning's gonna go for BKB. Big item to have up against this magic damage of VGJ. Gotta make sure you don't get, like, Frostbite and just stuck there as Wraith King. You need to be able to attack all the time. Ooh, ROTK is definitely thinking about this. Actually has no backup. CM's retreating. Maybe he's not thinking about this. I would not recommend thinking about this. This is definitely going to be a farming game. By this time in the last game, it was already over. Oh, Baboka might run into him. The last thing you would expect right now is a Centaur in these trees. Okay, maybe not. He will get out of there just fine. Fenrir is going to wander in onto the Lina. Very aggressive considering OP does have a double life. RTK is going to reveal himself now with the Global Silence. They'll lock down and kill off the Warlock. No ultimate in this one. And they'll isolate Burning. He desperately needs his allies to at least roid him up, but he's already lost his first life. Lina's doing what she can. RP lands onto 2. Great Shockwave RP combo from XSS, but the VGJ heroes are still alive. Freezing Field going to be channeled pretty well, although it won't really do all that much damage. 2 for 1 so far, and so Fenrir will find a way to get out of there. RTK not as lucky, stuck in the corner with Burning, and will get killed off, giving Burning a double. That was Aegis, though. That was the difference that Aegis makes. Having 2 heroes with 2 lives. I mean, that would have been a 3 for 3 if you want to count the Aegis, you want to count the Reincarnation, but Global Silence being used pretty much just all stopped in its tracks thanks to the XSS's play. RP, Skewer, Shockwave even landing. I think Shockwave landed onto 3 heroes after the RP. Big damage duel there. And all the focus going towards Burning. It's exactly what the IG squad want. Tower will fall. It was a little bit of a messy start there. I mean, Crystal Maiden jumping in first towards OP with Centaur getting in the back. I was even locking down the Warlock first thing, which is imperative for VGJ, but so darn difficult to do. Burning, gonna find aggressive. He's gonna get popped before the Shrine could do anything. Poor Burning. Seems like that happened last time too. Just narrowly escape disaster in a fight and then get obliterated like that. And now the Ogre Magi as well should be brought down. Aggressive is playing pretty darn well here, but just seems like that he himself can't do everything. Needs some help from his buddies.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They'll get a tower. They'll get a big kill on this Wraith King.
Tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under
They'll go for a little bit more even. Not really sure about this. As powerful as they are, there will be another chaotic offering, and everyone on IG will be alive soon.
middle tower is under
I think it's
attack.
probably best that they just call it quits for right now. But man, if there's no Aegis on OP in that last fight, it's such a great fight for VG. The fact that all the high priority targets are with double lives and everyone else you can kill are, man, they don't really have that much benefit to the team. I mean, now Magnus at this point is actually stacked. Hand of Midas. The Lotus Orb coming up. Another way of purging that silence. At the very least from himself. It's definitely big game here for the Mag. Yeah, this is what VGJ kind of wanted to avoid. The BKB should be coming up pretty soon on the Wraith King. Not quite there yet. But yeah, once BKBs and all these kind of anti-global silence tools come out, then Silencer, I mean, hits pretty hard, I guess, but gets a lot weaker in general. Smoke up now. Not really sure if there are any targets in the area. RTK showing himself up top. They will run into aggressive, perhaps, although he actually doesn't have a remnant. He's going to sleight of hand and then, oh, get obliterated. Multicast is there. The damage is huge. Oh my god, that was a 900 crit. Did I say sleight of hand? I mean sleight of fist. Same difference. If he's dead is all hell now. That was a 900 crit on an Ember Spirit. Evasion is pretty good sometimes. Yeah, that's what happens when you have an Invis Ogre Magi with a smoke gank behind him. You're gonna get some kills. And the best part is that Global Silence was also used there. So they don't have to worry about that. They have their full power level in the Wraith King, in the Warlock. This tower at the very least is gonna Monkey King off to the side. Can deploy his ultimate for very little benefit. If he does, he might just go down to random tree destruction. If you see an ultimate come off as Baboka, I'm pretty sure you just drop the ult here. He will be kind of cornering them though. I'd use the Wukong's command to put them in a corner, but RP onto 2 with the cleave through on the Wraith King. That's going to be Fenrir immediately dead. RTK is not looking too hot either. Eats a Laguna, gets skewered back, Stampede doing nothing. And Wukong's command will be deployed in the back, forcing IG in, but IG are like, what the hell is this? This doesn't do anything. We're just going to kill all of you instead. Bet Wukong definitely didn't see that one coming. Now Baboka even laying down some slows to cover the retreat. Jump in from the Monkey King, and then he'll pop right back out. Baboka's going to wander in to kill himself just so his allies can escape. They dodge the jump in on the Ember Spirit. Q's going to try to do the same to guarantee some safety for his allies. They can't get the safety for the Lina. She will get picked off. And Q should get picked off as well. There it is. Burning is still being chased down, actually. Has 2 lives, but is up against way too many heroes here. He'll try, but misses only attack. Does he have a Blink Dagger? He does. He'll dodge a Stomp, but RTK is right on his tail. This is going to require VGJ to expend 2 buybacks, but they will be able to take down Burning. In the end, the sacrificial support plays what they had to be do, but not quite gonna do it up against this chase power of Monkey King and Ember Spirit. Rax is really banged up, but not taken. But again, that was a 2 buyback fight for VGJ. I'm pretty sure IG should be okay with that. Handling this Ember is really tough, but man, if XSS can keep landing these multi-man RPs, yeah, it's going to be hard for them to lose. He even has that Lotus right now, so Global Silence to cancel RP, not really going to be happening. Radiance, perhaps to cancel a Blink Dagger from the Ember Spirits. That's a pretty big game. But next fight should be near the Roche Pit. Or right now, actually, onto the Lina. She has no Yule Scepter for herself, has Shadow Blade on cooldown. RP is going to be used, will stun up the Ember Spirit. Can they focus him down? No. ROTK comes in big with a stomp. They'll focus down the Magnus first. Burning's doing some pretty good work onto ROTK actually, and they will take him down. Freeze off to the side, slowed down by the Warlock of all heroes, will also fall 2 for 2. Fenrir is spotted. Burning on the tail of the Crystal Maiden, will slice her down. Triple kill for the Wraith King. And the Lina, she died as well, I think. It was a 3 for 3, but she has like a -5 second respawn time, something stupid like that. So yeah, she died but was immediately respawned. Burning does some pretty serious damage, guys. I mean, he doesn't really have that much in the way of aggressive items either. It's just Desolator, pretty much. But a 3 for 3 trade, at least they get aggressive out of there. That would have been like a huge disaster. The tier 3 has fallen, so shrines are now vulnerable. Looks like IG want a tier 2 first. Monkey King can't really slow this down. Tower will fall. The shrine should fall as well. And Burning's doing some serious work. Chaotic Offering was not used there. Global Silence is on cooldown for another 50. Still, this is a really powerful Ember Spirit, but wandering into this many heroes, not really sure about that. He's invisible. There is no detection. So aggressive is not invisible anymore. Never mind. We'll see them. They'll throw it in, everything they have, into the Roche Pit. I think it's time for IG to call it quits here. Just back up. Look for initiation onto perhaps an Ember Spirit, who's actually going to jump in onto Baboka. But Burning's right on his tail. BKB now deployed. Laguna to aggressive. He won't immediately die, but he will go down eventually. Boca already uses Chaotic Offering. Will get picked off by FY, but Burning's right on his tail now. You just can't stop the Wraith King. They just don't have anyone to challenge him. Now they're looking for Freeze. OP stealthed up. We'll get Hurricane piked away. These glaives are gonna hit hard, and it will not be enough. Burning will drive the Silencer away now. They've taken down aggressive. They lost the Warlock, but he already did his job because he dropped the ultimate. Now they go right back into the Roche Pit. Get that Vamp Aura working for them. Jesus, 1837 crit. Yeah, that seems fair. That seems fair game. Double life once again for the Lina. Tier 2 tower, top lane vulnerable. RP still available. There will be a global silence here for VGJ. They actually need to make sure that aggressive does not get picked off like that, though. If that happens, there is a close to 0% chance of them winning that fight. Try to keep him alive for as long as possible. That fight started off really awkwardly. Like, the Ember Spirit didn't really have anywhere to blink towards, so he had to kind of blink into the middle of the action. Want to stay on the sides if you can as Ember Spirit. Starting things off at such an awkward position. Definitely not the best case there. If you have an Aghanim Scepter, though, here on the Centaur. Big game from ROTK. But even with that damage reduction, I mean, Burning can probably get a handful of kills through that damage reduction. They have enough control to keep him in, so that Stampede's movement speed, the terrain walking, not really going to be a get out of jail free card. And now it's time for Rax attempt number 2. This time there is no Monkey King behind them. I'm pretty sure XSS is going to find 2 heroes clumped up and skewer them back into his allies. Or they'll just walk in for Raxes for free, which is actually a lot worse here for VGJ. Aggressive will do what he can, but his right-click damage from Sleight of Fist is very minimal. Going for this kind of aura-based sustained mobility build. They will take down the Raxes. They'll get on top of the Warlock. Global Silence is there, but they're only focusing Burning, who's more than happy taking all of this right now. Now the jump for XSS will miss his RP, but actually it didn't use it. So we'll still have that one in his back pocket. Now jump for RTK. They want to take out this Magnus first of all, and they will do so, but they'll lose RTK in exchange. 1-for-1 Burning. Not exactly healthy, but he still has 2 lives, so he doesn't really care. He'll throw a stun towards FY. Will die to Wukong's command, it looks like, but OP now doing the damage. Burning jumps in for FY. Will take him down. Aggressive is sleight of fisting everyone right now, but we'll get LSA as soon as it ends. We'll take down an Aegis, but That's about it. Burning is going to return back into the fight, looking for Freeze, as OP is going to pop right back up as well. Freeze has no chance here. He's dead as Aggressive, the only survivor, cannot do anything by himself. Burning is wandering around at full HP. OP, same thing. Even if OP does die right now, it's like a 10-second respawn time. This is going to be not one but two sets of Raxes with Warlock still having that ultimate should it need... Oh, okay, it's not needed. Aggressive is super dead as well. I mean, you gotta do what you can, I guess. But this looks like it might be GG. Aggressive will return. Aggressive will blink dodge the LSA. RTK is gonna jump in onto OP as well, but there's just no damage here. Perney's gonna tear into the Centaur Warrunner, who's supposed to be a tanky hero. Stampede just coming up at the worst possible time. OP will suicide himself. Burning has one extra life here because, you know, it's a level 3 Wraith King, or level 3 Wraith King ultimate. Can he survive this one? XSS gonna skewer right in. RP onto 2. Can't bring him out though. He's just gonna try to save Burning, and it looks like he's actually doing a pretty good job at that. OP will BKB and wander out of there. Aggressive on his tail. Should be able to get the kill, and he will. Over towards top now. Baboka. XSS will die first to Freeze. FY on Baboka's tail. Should be able to kill off this hero with the chains. They will. It's a double kill for Freeze. Burning, though, does survive. And once again for VGJ, they're able to get a handful of kills on IG's retreat. But what they aren't able to do is team fight worth a damn. 2 Raxes now in favor of IG. Buybacks being spent from VGJ, and still no kill on Burning. 20k net worth. Who is supposed to challenge this guy? He has a ton of armor, a ton of attack speed. Bloodlust, Empower, Magic Immunity. Plus, you gotta kill him twice. And actually, even if they kill him once, not sure if they can kill him again fast enough before that cooldown kicks in again, gets another life back. Burning is so disgustingly far ahead right now. It is not even funny. It's a little bit funny, but it's not really funny. It's not like haha funny. Chaotic Offering, 45 seconds, another 30 for an RP. IG know that they're 2 Raxes ahead. They are miles ahead in this game. Global Silence just, I mean, I talked it up a lot. Wraith King as a hero just doesn't really care a ton about Global Silence. But everyone else on IG, they should care. Even, I mean, before all these, BKBs and Lotuses came up, they should care a lot about that Global Silence, but every single time it was used earlier, seems kind of a mediocre spell, even though it is like one of the most powerful ultimates in the game. And at this point, I mean, we have BKB, we have Warlock with a lot of sustain, so he might not just get insta-killed in that Global Silence duration. Mag has a way of purging himself of that. Lina has a way of purging herself of that. Ogre will soon have a way of purging himself of that. They have 2 pipes? Yeah, they have 2 pipes. They are smoking it up here on the IG squad. But think about it, like, you have... Your biggest threat is most likely the Ember Spirit, who's still like 90% magical damage. Silencer, you can't really protect from him. You just gotta kill him. So yeah, just pipe up, get that magic community. CM, really sad about that, as is the Ember, of course. It's kind of a little odd, but I think I can get behind it. And now here comes the attempted killing blow from IG. Lina does not have an instant respawn. What a scrub. Only 6 Bloodstone charges. With Burning leading the charge, not really sure what they will need from this Lina. What the VGJ side need are some big ultimates. Wukong's command with the lockdown necessary. RDK is going to start things off with the stomp. Aggressive going to jump right into the middle of everything. We'll get out of there. Now here comes the command in the back. Not really sure if that's going to do a lot, although Baboka does get stunned up, unfortunately for him, in it. RP, though, onto 2, and those 2 heroes are going to get cleaved through. Oh my god, that was disgusting. They get a double kill immediately for Burning. BKBs are all popped here. They're going to charge it for OP. Throws a Laguna Blade towards Aggressive just to show him what's what. Burning now wants Freeze. He's going to jump in with the Wraith Fire Blast. Hurricane Pike will keep him safe, but Aggressive in the meantime is not safe. He will jump out of there, so he won't die immediately, but the team has crumbled, and it will be IG's victory. Burning with 23k net worth. Next highest on the Dire, 15k on the Ember Spirit. Aggressive played really well. It just seems like everyone else couldn't contribute enough to the plays that Aggressive was trying to really facilitate there. The global silence was mediocre. The Centaur didn't really start playing the game until like 20 plus minutes in. He was really off the map for a long time. That's going to mean IG take it to 2-0, guys. Pretty convincing, although, yeah, as far as the overall result is concerned, not really sure if anyone would have expected anything else. We have Wings versus IG coming up next, guys. Should be in, what time is it? 3:30, so should be in about 30 minutes. So chill with us, with me, actually. Chill with us, as in the group of people here, until then. And I will see you guys then. Hopefully we have at least a little bit more of an interesting Game 1. Game 1 was... ugh. Yeah, Game 1 was just disgusting. Okay, guys, I'll be right back in 30 minutes. See you guys then.